Is everybody ready? Okay. Thank you very much, members of the press and fellow Kenyans. This afternoon marks yet again that great opportunity as the people of Kenya to continue the journey of defending our democracy. Shakespeare once said that something is rotten in the state of Denmark, and nothing describes that situation than the situation we find ourselves in at the moment. But you know, in the same play, the response was that heaven will intervene. You are all aware that there is a story in the media, yet to be confirmed, that there was a purported Jubilee PG today, which PG suggested changes in leadership and to remove the majority leader, which is myself, and the majority whip, Senator Susan Kihika. And we would like to state as follows. Number one, that there was no invitation that was extended to any of us, especially 22 Jubilee senators whom we've been caucusing from yesterday to this morning. When we saw the story in the media, there was no invitation extended to us for a meeting whose objective is to remove the majority leader and the whip. Number two, we have caucused as Jubilee senators. We are the majority, and at the moment, together with one PDR member, we are 35. And out of 35 of us, the standing orders of the Senate, Standing Order 19, makes it abundantly clear that you must get the majority of the senators present in the meeting and voting to remove the majority leader or the whip. And in this case, the majority leader and the whip. There must be 18 senators who are available to vote and remove us. The Jubilee, the majority side today in the Senate is composed of 35 senators. Those 35 senators, out of the 35 senators, 11 only were reportedly attended that meeting. They were also joined by colleagues from KANU, and there is a purported coalition agreement. Now let's make it clear. Article 32 of the Jubilee Party Constitution provides that for you to form a coalition, there must be one, a NEC meeting to decide that a coalition should be formed with any party. For this matter, it's purported that there's a coalition with KANU. Number two, you must appoint a coalition negotiation committee. I sit in the NEC with Senator Susan Kihika, and we've never met for the last 3 years. No meeting took place to pass a resolution to have a coalition agreement with the KANU party. And therefore, the purported argument that KANU would have participated within the precincts of the law, and particularly the Standing Order 19, in voting us out, or a KANU member being voted to be a leader in Jubilee, that is preposterous, that is laughable, that is the biggest joke you can have in this part of the town. So we've been told, purportedly, a senator of KANU was elected to become majority leader. Assuming even that you admitted the 3 senators of KANU to be part of the Jubilee family, with elected 34 Jubilee senators and 1 PDR, assuming they were part of it, then it means they needed 20 senators to be able to remove us. As a matter of fact, the 22 of us who are there, meaning that the highest number they would get was 16. You have seen a purported statement from State House communicated by a spokesperson. We want to make it clearly that State House is not Jubilee Party headquarters. State House is a place of honor It's a place that welcomes all political parties. It's a symbol of national unity, not parochial, divisive politics. So we must treat that communication with the contempt it deserves, because the spokesperson of State House should be speaking about the country and the presidency, not the Jubilee party leader. The Jubilee party leader has his spokesperson in the Jubilee headquarters in Thika Road. But State House is a place of honor, place of leadership, place where the communication that comes here is the one that unites the country. So, for that matter, you've seen that communication purporting that there were 20 senators in State House. That's not true. And in fact, because they didn't get the right numbers, there is a chopper currently stationed in Kilifi, looking for a senator in Kilifi. There is a chopper currently stationed in Hola, looking for a senator from Tana River. There is a chopper that is stationed in Marsabit, looking for a senator in Marsabit. And there is another chopper that is stationed in Samburu, looking for the senator of Samburu. Because why? They lied to the public that they were in a meeting in State House with those senators, but those senators, out of their volition, say they will not participate in divisive politics, and they didn't want to attend any meeting that was reported from the press without proper invitation for the members to be able to attend. Now, therefore, where is the way forward? Number one, the decision to remove myself and Senator Kihika as majority leader and majority whip is therefore null and void for want of vote procedure and for failure to keep with the constitution of the Jubilee, the standing orders, and the laws of Kenya and the constitution of Kenya. Number two, we'll be awaiting for the communication of the Speaker tomorrow. We have written to the Speaker, the 22 of us have written to the Speaker to tell him in uncertain terms that we never participated in that meeting, and therefore there is no way they would be able to get the purported 20 senators, because we are not 42. We are only, at most, even if you included Kanu, we are only 38. So the most they would get after the 22 is 16. Now, what is the way forward for the country as a nation? A lot of attack has been directed on some of us for speaking the truth and speaking the truth. And the Bible says that ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Today we are gathered here to let you know that the truth is that there was no meeting of Jubilee. There was no meeting to remove us. The meeting did not have the number of people they are purporting that they had to remove us. And therefore we will proceed to perform our responsibilities and duties with honor that was bestowed upon us by the people of Kenya and the fellow senators of Jubilee. To President Uhuru Kenyatta, I want to tell him that we have maximum respect on President Uhuru Kenyatta. We don't have any grudge against him. We do not understand where the anger comes from that is being directed to us. We do not want to blame him, but we want to tell him that God called him into position of leadership at such a time as this. And Your Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, we have served with you. I know you very well. I know your strengths. I know your weaknesses. And I want to say that we will continue praying for you, because the world at the moment is facing a serious pandemic that has affected the economy of this country. There are so many jobless people now because of this pandemic. There are so many Kenyans, hustlers, who do not have food. Our conversation, Your Excellency, should not be about Murkomen. It should be about that hustler in Mukuru Kwanjenga, the one who was removed in Kariobanki. The focus of the country, as we speak at the moment, should be about the people who need our services more than about ourselves, removing ourselves here and saying, Mr. This should get a job, Mr. This should get another job. We will not relent in putting our focus on those issues. We'll continue raising issues that are affecting our country. We'll continue pushing for the future of this country. Luckily, with God's grace, as you can see, we are just, if you were to compare the day with our political life, we are just at 8 o'clock in the morning. We have a long way. I think politically, we want to wish the president well, because it's at 4 o'clock, maybe approaching 5. And therefore, we do not want to have a quarrel with the president. we want to focus on supporting him so that it reaches 7 o'clock and his political lifespan comes to an end. He will have a legacy to show the people of Kenya. It cannot be that the legacy of the president is wrangles within Jubilee. Lastly, we want to ask the president that please help us. Let us support this thing called handshake. If it's uniting everybody, start at home. There is no way you can preach the gospel to the Gentiles when the Jews have not been converted. So it must start from Jerusalem, like the Bible says. And your Jerusalem is Jubilee. And we are ready. We've been waiting for that moment that we can be able to have a sitting as Jubilee and we move forward. I want to tell Kenyans that if the situation continues, as it is at the moment, where all government resources is directed, and energy and time is directed as fighting one individual and all the people who support him. We have wasted already 3 years fighting the deputy president. Why don't we salvage the remaining 2 years to look for unity and build the country? So it is sad that as a country we don't have one elder, we don't have one bishop, we don't have one leader who can approach the president and calm him and tell him, let's work together and work with your people and put your country together. So for the sake of the nation, I want to tell the president, please, the Bible says again in Revelations, and Paul, and it's written to the church of Ephesus, that please go back to your first love, retrace your steps, reorganize the country, and not about chaos, but about uniting everybody to find a space to move forward. Kwa hivyo ndawachia kabla sijawachia dada yangu Susan aseme machache, mimi nataka niwaambie ya kwamba tumekubaliana kama wana Jubilee 22 kati ya wale ambao ni wana Jubilee 35 ya kwamba wale ambao hatukuhudhuria hiyo mkutano, ambao mkutano hatukuitwa na hatukuambiwa kuna agenda ya kutoa mtu yoyote, sisi maseneta 22 tumeandikia spika wa seneti tukaambia ya kwamba hatukuhudhuria mkutano wowote na hatutasupport chochote ambaye ya kuondoa watu. Tunaomba serikali ya Mheshimiwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta azingatie wakati huu, wakati tunapambana na janga la corona, azingatie umoja wa taifa, atafute uhusiano mzuri na naibu wake, tushikane sisi kama taifa, tutafutie wananchi ambao ni wale ambao walala hoi wapate kitu ya kula na wapate kazi ya kufanya. Tusitumie wakati mkubwa sana kupambana na kuondoa Murkomen, kuondoa Susan Kihika ambaye sisi sasa wote tuko hapa tukisema hivyo. Na mwishowe tunasema please, Your Excellency, we cannot lead our country through forgery. Please don't forge signatures of our colleagues. They have said no, let the no be no. Let's remove these resources of the 4 choppers that were sent to Kilifi and Hola and Marsabit and Samburu should be used. Instead, those resources should be used to deal with welfare of citizens of this republic, which has been hampered by this corona. We are ready and available to extend a hand of friendship all the time to anybody who feels like they are attacking us. We are not bitter. I speak for myself. I am not bitter. I hold no grudge. I forgive everybody who is attempting to plan anything against me. And as the Bible says, no evil shall prevail. Asanteni sana. Now let me allow Senator Kihika to say a few, and I keep my social distance.
Thank you to the members of the press. I will also be quite brief because our leader of majority here has spoken quite a bit. So I will try not to repeat too much what has been said. Very clearly, we read actually in the media that there had been a meeting purportedly of Jubilee senators at State House and that they purported to have replaced leadership in the Senate. I want to be very clear because unfortunately it seems as though this country is heading to the dogs. And I'll say that because it seems as though whenever anything is done, there seems to be no use or reason to follow the law. It's very clear the way you remove a majority leader, or our majority whip based on our standing orders. We are sure and we know, and I would want you, and I want to challenge you, members of the press. I want to challenge you to also be digging for information. I want to ask you to also find out how many senators, that should not be that difficult to do, how many senators were in that, in State House in the morning. Yeah. One, we saw a statement released by the spokesperson. The statement is not even attaching any names of those senators who are there. I want to challenge you, ask them, where are the photos? Where is the list of senators? Because ni network ya wakora. What they are doing is actually forging signatures. I can tell you for sure they had 11 senators from Jubilee in that State House this morning. Second, it is a requirement that there is a notice of invitation for the meeting, for the PG. That was not done. Second, the agenda must be very clear, so we were not aware of what that was. We were not invited. And third, they did not have enough senators to be able to purport to do what they did. Now, Jubilee senators are 34. We can add the one for PDR to 35. So at a minimum, they should have had 18 senators to do what they purport to have done. They had 11. Now, once again, they purport to have a coalition agreement with KANU. And it's been stated here very clearly. Under Article 32 of the Jubilee Constitution, NEC should have met to endorse that coalition. We are both members of NEC. There has not been a meeting in 3 years. And second, after NEC met, there should have been a negotiating committee. That was not done. So we must stop running the party as though it is family property. We must stop running the party as a one-man show. It is a party that has organs that must be respected and whose work must be carried out properly. So that was not done. So in the wildest of our dreams, like I said, since the country is going to the dogs, let us assume there was a coalition of KANU. Even if there was a coalition of KANU, KANU only has 3 senators in the Senate. So that would bring their number to our numbers to 38. With 38, Standing Order 19 requires over 50% to be able to remove the majority leader or the majority whip. So now, they must have had 20 senators in that State House this morning, if really they did it properly. But I can tell you, we were all together, the 22 who did not attend. We were all together through technology this morning. And I also want to take the opportunity to thank the 22 senators who did not give in to the intimidation that has been going on this morning. We, like you heard, right now as we speak, they have choppers roaming in Hola, in Samburu, in Marsabit, and in Kilifi, trying to bring those senators so they can sign. And that is the reason. And I challenge you, that is the reason you have not seen a list of the purported 19 senators, because I've had their 19. You have not seen the list because they're trying to cook signatures or trying to intimidate the senators coming in to sign. In fact, I've seen some of the nominated ones being told, if you don't sign, we shall take away your nomination. And like somebody said, these are not things that you just do that way, and we must follow the law. So what we are saying, going forward, it is null and void whatever they purport to have done this morning. And in fact, I'm very saddened. I wish the president was busy uniting the country. I wish the president was helping us as Kenyans with the issues of corona, so that we can make sure people have food, people have the necessary medical resources that are needed, so that we can move the country forward. I am saddened that at this point in time, when we are sitting as a country trying to figure this pandemic out, that we are having issues of division in State House, of all places in this country. But what we are saying is we shall proceed with our work. I will continue as the majority whip, and Senator Murkomen will continue as the majority leader. And if they want to remove us, it is okay. But they need to do it properly, follow the law, follow the guidelines, and use the standing orders to do so, and have the proper numbers. So anyway, I finish by still again thanking the 22 senators who have remained firm despite a lot of intimidation today. And we thank you for being here with us this afternoon. And I would also say it's just really an unfortunate time to be doing all this. But here we are, we shall not cower, we are unbowed, and we shall continue to serve in our capacities until we are properly removed, if they need to do so.
Why don't we take questions in future? Yeah?
Who are these 22 senators?
We have given you the list of the 22 senators. We have shared with you the list of the 22 senators as written to the Speaker. So you have the letter.
Senator, how do we also separate whatever you're saying from how